In Capital News tonight, the terrorism case facing Chadema leader Freeman Mbowe via video link is postponed due to technical hitches. U.S. government committed to support Tanzania fight COVID-19. And in sports, Tanzania's women golfers start well at the Mombasa Golf Championship. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The terrorism case facing the leader of opposition party Chadema, Freeman Mbowe, which was to have taken place via video link at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court in Dar es Salaam, was postponed due to technical problems. Here's more on the story. The case will now take place on Friday, 6th of August. Outside the court, there was tight police security, where a number of supporters were seen carrying placards calling for the release of Chadema leader Freeman Mbowe. Some of the protesters voiced their concerns when they saw people being arrested by police.
Tunataka tujue yuko wapi?
I am here at the court to hear the case. It is my right as Tanzanian and as a member of Chadema party, also a member of Central Committee. I'm saddened by how things are going in the country. It is best that they withdraw multipartism because there is no point.
Nimefika mahakamani kwa ajili ya kusikiliza kesi na ni haki yangu ya msingi kama Mtanzania na kama mwanachadema. Mimi ni mjumbe wa kamati kuu wa Chadema Taifa. Lakini nimesikitishwa sana. Nimesikitishwa na nchi hii kama wameamua kusiwepo na vyama vya upinzani katika nchi hii, ni bora wakafuta tukajua moja.
Freeman Mbowe is facing 2 charges of conspiring to commit an offense and providing funds for terrorist activities, while his 3 co-accused are being charged with 7 offenses. Other leaders who had turned up at the court included Chadema's Secretary General John Mnyika, former members of parliament, leaders of NCCR Mageuzi party, including the chairman, James Batia. Chadema's lawyer, Peter Kibatala, has confirmed that his client will appear in court tomorrow morning as required. The case will continue on Friday. We expected the suspects to be brought at the court physically today, but we believe the prison department has more answers to that. However, the court has announced that the case will be run through video conference, where the system failed due to technical defaults.
Hawakuweza kufika na badala yake tukawa tumekubaliana au maelekezo ya kimahakama ni kwamba michakato ya kisheria ifanyike kwa njia ya mtandao kwa maana ya video conferencing.
The American government has emphasized its commitment to increase distribution of COVID-19 vaccines through the COVAX facility, which aims to provide 500 million doses to lower middle-income countries such as Tanzania, where President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been commended for her decision to protect Tanzanians through COVID-19 vaccines.
The science is not in doubt. In the United States right now, more than 99% of new deaths from COVID-19 are among people who have not been vaccinated. Quite simply, these vaccines may save your life or the life of someone you love. But even though the evidence is clear, we know that many people still have doubts about the coronavirus vaccines, or they don't feel that they have enough information to make a decision. Honestly, I think that's a reasonable attitude. Medical decisions are among the most important decisions we make in life.
Katika ufanisi wa chanjo.
All vaccines used right now have proved to be effective enough in protecting people from getting severe COVID-19 infections that will cause a person to reach the level of admission in hospital or face death.
Tunamaanisha uwezo wa chanjo kupunguza ugonjwa kwenye kundi la watu waliochanjwa ukilinganisha na kundi la wasiochanjwa.
Ile chanjo ambayo umeweza kuipata kwa uharaka ndiyo chanjo inayostahili. Yaani unapopata fursa ya kuchanjwa,
when you get a chance of getting the vaccine, do not hesitate, because the vaccine is effective from proof derived from research done by scientists. This means the vaccine is safe to you and you will protect your surrounding community.
Na italinda jamii inayokuzunguka.
The Minister of Livestock and Fisheries, Mashimba Ndaki, has directed government leaders in Keenja district, Tanga region, to make sure the cattle auction market being constructed at Horohoro area along the border between Tanzania and Kenya starts in order to stop smuggling of cattle along the border.
Huu mnada tayari ni mnada, tusiendelee tena kutoroshewa ng'ombe wetu.
This is an official auction center. Do not continue selling cattle elsewhere. District Commissioner and the Director, let us all get involved in creating good systems of running the auction. Again, there will be no additional levies apart from the ones that are already being implemented.
Ungepata life jacket, maana kule tunakokwenda ni baharini.
At the sea, fishermen face a lot of dangers. I wish we could be equipped with life jackets. Not only that, fishermen are already failing to develop due to low prices of fish at the market.
Pia tungemshukuru.
Katavi region has received 5,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines, where residents have been urged to turn up and get vaccinated, as well as follow guidelines against COVID-19, which include wearing of face masks. In Katavi region, 5,000 doses of vaccines were received to be given among the prioritized groups, which include health workers, those aged from 50 years and above, and people with chronic diseases.
Swala lingine, niendelee kusisitiza umuhimu wa kuendelea kuchukua tahadhari za kujikinga.
I still emphasize on importance of taking precautions against the spread of coronavirus, because the virus is also in Katavi. There are patients of the disease in the region. Again, the vaccine is not compulsory, as what Honorable President has kept on emphasizing.
Mheshimiwa Rais ameshatamka mara kadhaa kwamba jambo hili ni hiari.
The seventh witness from the Republic in the armed robbery case facing the former District Commissioner of Hai, Lengai Ole Sabaya, and two co-accused has finished testifying and submitted the PF3 form, which had been handed over to the police by the sixth witness, Bakari Msangi, to the resident magistrate court in Arusha. Earlier, while testifying in court, ASP Gwakisa Minga, who is the OCD in Arusha district, said after interrogating Numan Jasin and Hajrin Saad, who were the second and fourth witnesses, and found they had not committed any criminal offences, he released them after Sabaya returned their phones, which were in his car. ASP Gwakisa told the court that at midnight, where he performing his duties, he received a call from the Arusha District Police Commander, ASP Muchunguzi, instructing him to meet at the office, where he found him with Councillor of Sombetini Bakari Msangi, the sixth witness, accompanied by his wife, looking like he had been badly beaten, as his face was swollen and blood was coming out of his ears. He said after questioning, Msangi told him that he had been kidnapped by Sabaya and his gang, who beat him up and stole 350,000 shillings. ASP Gwakisa said that due to his condition, he instructed instructed officers to give him a PF3 form so that he can go for treatment at Mount Meru Hospital. The witness also told the court that on 12th of February, he went to Shahidi stores accompanied by other detectives as well as Hadrin and Newman, who opened the shop, and when they entered, they found items thrown about the floor and spots of blood with the CCTV cameras turned away. He was then told that some documents, cash and EFD machines were missing. The case has been adjourned until Friday, the 6th, with the 8th witnesses expected to start testifying. Moving on, farmers from Namime Ward in Babati district Manyara region have expressed concern on elephants from Tarangire National Park destroying their crops during a meeting with the region's Commissioner Makongoro Nyerere.
We suffer a lot from elephant invasions on our farms, especially when our crops are almost ready. It is true that elephants are a problem to farmers. I tried to call the Wildlife Authority to help in returning the elephants back to the reserve. Unfortunately, this village is very close to Tarangire National Park.
The Minister of Works and Transport, Engineer Leonard Chambriho, has directed the new CEO of Tanzania Roads Agency, TANROADS, to ensure he addresses complaints on systems used to track weighing stations as well as ethical conduct amongst workers in order to have a conducive business and transport environment. Possibly there are issues of negligence. Then I believe you shall come up with a proper system that will allow TANROADS officers and Secretary General's office to see what is going on at custom officers so that we could end complaints from custom officers.
TANROADS
is a very long-time institution that has employees who have been there for a long while, resulting to business as usual at work. Thus, every employee must begin to evaluate themselves so that we could continue doing good work. The former Minister of Agriculture, Charles Keenja, and his wife have passed away in Dar es Salaam. Reports say that Charles Keenja died this morning and that his wife passed away in the afternoon, and that a son has been admitted at the hospital where he is receiving medical treatment at Saifi Hospital. May God rest their souls in eternal peace. Amen. And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Show that tackles the issues shaping the continent.
Now with more time to offer an in-depth look at all the trends that matter to you.
What's making the headlines and what's behind them?
We're on the streets to give you in-depth reports and insights.
DW News Africa.
Welcome back, and in international news. A forest fire in Greece has threatened the archaeological site at the birthplace of the modern Olympics amid the protracted European heatwave. Here's more on the report. Waged an all-night battle overnight on Wednesday to protect the site from fall in the southern Peloponnese region near ancient Greece Olympia. The site is where the Olympics were held every 4 years from 776 BC for more than a millennium. In 2007, the same area was ravaged by wildfires that killed dozens of people but spared Olympia's ruined sports venues and temples. Described as Greece's worst heat wave since 1987, the extreme weather phenomenon has baked the country for more than a week and in the forecast to last until at least a Sunday. Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Burundi has discovered 6 mass graves in Bujumbura. The graves were found during an excavation operation to find remains of people who had been killed during the 1972 Burundi genocide. In Ubumwe, we excavated 3 mass graves, and one day before the exercise, 2 mass graves were excavated in Buterere. This is not the end. We are still looking for more mass graves. Tokyo has reported 5,042 new daily coronavirus cases, hitting a record since the pandemic began, as COVID-19 infections surge in the Japanese capital hosting the Olympics. Here's more on the report. The additional cases announced on Thursday brought the total for the Tokyo to 236,138. Nationwide, Japan has so far registered 980,728 cases and 15,247 deaths. Tokyo has been under a state of emergency since mid-July, and 4 other areas have since been added and extended until August 31st. But the measures, a ban on alcohol in restaurants and bars and their shutters, are increasingly ignored by the public, which has become tired of restrictions. Tanzania's Minister of Health, Community Development, Gender, the Elderly and Children, Dr. Dorothy Gwajima, has met and held talks with her Kenyan counterpart, Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, in Nairobi, Kenya. The two leaders are meeting to see how the two countries can cooperate on various areas in the sector, including the fight against COVID-19.
On the 3rd of August this year, the permanent secretaries responsible for health in both countries met and made recommendations for discussion and adoption during Honorable Dr. Dorothy Gwajima's visit and our subsequent deliberations. Following the meetings, we have resolved several issues pertaining to the COVID-19 fight, which are contained in a joint communique that we are going to share with you. The areas we have tackled include cross-border issues that involve citizens of both countries, such as transport, COVID-19 testing, and validation systems for those leaving and entering both countries, among other issues.
Sisi kwa pamoja tumepokea wito wa marais wetu. Sisi kwa pamoja tutatembea na wito wa marais wetu na maono ya marais wetu, na kwa kikao tulichofanya ndani, we have become a family, very strong, solid, bold, and our spirits now have been very well united for future, and let us keep this so that we can make East Africa one, we can manage our problems, we can solve all our problems. We have enough solutions, experiences, we can exchange and make East Africa a friendly country for us and whoever comes to visit and live with us.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break.
Tune in to Business Edition and meet business leaders and experts who keep you informed on business and economic developments taking place in the country, such as tourism, construction, energy, transport, mining, agriculture, communication, banking, real estate, and more. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and in business news. The National Bureau of Statistics has said that during the first quarter of the year, the economy in the country grew by 4.9%, compared to 5.9% last year, where mining activities increased while tourism was greatly affected by COVID-19 during the period.
Ikifuatiwa na habari na mawasiliano 9.1%.
News and communication 9.1%, construction 9%, clean and sewage water 9%, technical services 4.5%, administrative services 7.4%, and electricity 7.2%. National income grew for up to 38.0 trillion from 36.4 trillion. If you calculate 2015 real GDP, you will find that national income increased to 33.2 trillion from 31.7 trillion.
Za mwaka 2015 wachumi wanaita real GDP.
Tanzania Revenue Authority TRA has launched a new taxpayers registration campaign in Dar es Salaam, which will be implemented in a period of 1 month. We are determined to increase the number of taxpayers, then definitely we shall increase revenues. Today is an official launch of the exercise in Dar es Salaam. So far we have 12 teams in different areas of the city. We are sensitizing the exercise of registering businesses. From reports I have received is that revenues have increased. This means that people are now paying taxes out of their own free will because many traders are now aware of the importance of paying taxes. The Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, has said the establishment of investment in hunting blocks for local investors aims to develop the sector as well as increase national revenues. For foreign investment companies, they are supposed to invest not less than $50 million, and for domestic companies, they are supposed to invest not less than $10 million within 30 years.
Aidha, uwekezaji huu umelenga zaidi kwa watu mashuhuri.
This investment is focusing much on high-end customers. And that is the end of a business news. Sports news follows next after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Keenja, he did lose to Lim.
Welcome back, and in sports news tonight. The Tanzania Premier League Board TPLB says the 2021-2022 season will take a break anytime the national team and clubs are on duty to create balance. Here's more.
In previous seasons, including the last one, only teams with players in the national team and clubs participating in international competitions rested in international engagements, while other teams proceeded with the league. Tanzania will be represented by 4 teams in African competitions, with Simba and Yanga playing CAF Champions League, while Azam and Biashara will be in CAF Confederations Cup.
Tanzanian golfers have had a good start at the Coast Open Ladies Championships, securing 2 out of 3 top gross strokes at the Leisure Golf Club course in Mombasa.
Angel Eaton was the Tanzanian best performer after grossing 77 strokes to finish overall run-up. Eaton, who plays for Lugalo Golf Club, also won the Dar es Salaam Gymkhana Club Ladies Open last month.
Team USA progressed to the Tokyo 2020 men's basketball gold medal match after downing a valiant Australia in their matchup. Here's more on the report.
As they fell to their 5th Olympic semi-final defeat across 5 decades. The Australians must now regroup for the bronze medal clash on Saturday as they continue their search for the nation's first international medal in men's basketball. Stretching back to 1964, Australia and the US have met 8 times in Olympic competition. The closest the Bombers had come to defeating the Americans was 2 10-point losses in 2004 and 2016.
Carly Lloyd has made U.S. women national team history after netting in her 4th successive Olympic Games, becoming the Stars and Stripes leading scorer in tournament history.
The Gotham forward, a double gold medalist in 2008 and 2012, nabbed her first goal of Tokyo 2020 during the bronze medal match with Australia, bagging a bronze in a rampant performance. It further enshrines the 39-year-old's place in USWNT folklore as she additionally moves to become the 2nd most capped player in their history, among other honors. Lloyd's finishes in Kashima Soha move outright atop the list of USWNT goal scorers in Olympic competition history, with her 2 efforts against the Matildas taking her to 10 in total.
And Nuno Espirito Santo has admitted he's yet to speak to Harry Kane as it emerged that the striker, who is desperate to quit Tottenham and join Manchester City, had prolonged his unauthorized leave of absence, spending another day out of the UK.
Kane angered the Spurs hierarchy when he failed to report for his first day of pre-season work on Monday, and it came to light that he was on a family holiday. The 28-year-old was in the Bahamas before moving on to Florida, and he was still there on Wednesday. The England captain intends to report to Spurs training ground over the weekend for a COVID test, but he will not be able to work with his teammates until the early part of next week at best. Both the Bahamas and the United States are on England's amber list, which necessitates at least 5 full days of quarantine once back in the country.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Keenja Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
Njia za maambukizi ya virusi vya korona. Virusi vya korona husambaa kwa kuingiwa na majimaji yatokanayo kwa njia ya hewa. Kusogeleana kwa karibu kunaweza kusababisha majimaji hayo kukufikia na hivyo kuambukizwa korona. Zingatia umbali wa hatua 3 kati yako na mtu mwingine, au vaa barakoa. Kwa maelezo na ushauri piga simu namba 199 bure.